This guide will move quickly, so pause or rewind whenever you need to. We'll be focusing on just the essentials you'll need in order to take this character out and have fun right now. Lee has a well-deserved reputation as a character that rewards mastery, but I'm here to tell you that you can still play him effectively even if you're not a master of execution. Let's first go over some key entries in Lee's small Tekken. 1 is Old Reliable. It leaves you +1 on block. Down forward 1 is a clutch mid-check, only -1 on block. Down 3 is a high crushing low with counter hit properties. And down back 1 is Lee's down jab for getting out of pressure. Alright, let's start our game plan at long range. If you're looking to muscle your way in, wall running 3-4 is an easy way to do so. It'll knock down on hit or put you plus on block, more so if you go into Hitman. Like all running approach tools, this will get stepped if you're predictable, but it's still a great move. A move that can be extremely useful in getting close is forward neutral 3+4, Lee's slide. This is a devilishly long-reaching low that leaves you +3 and can get offense started. At close range, it can also be launched on block though, so don't overdo it. Beyond just approaching, Lee also likes to keep opponents out. Back 4 is a classic tool that is downright spammable when you consider the range created by the Hitman transition, done by pressing back 4-3. Forward 3 is a move usable at almost any range, but it excels at quickly intercepting approaching opponents. When you find yourself at close range, Lee's tools will not disappoint. Down forward 2 is a 15-frame mid-launcher that won't work on crouchers and has poor range, but it's safe on block, so feel free to fish with it anytime you're in their face. Your alternate 15-frame mid-launcher is up forward 4. This will work on crouchers and has much better range, but it's not safe on block. Down forward 4-4 is a surprisingly far-reaching mid-high string that's also a heat engager and pairs well with down forward 1 to give Lee a riskier but more rewarding 13-frame mid. Down 2 is a semi-slow mid-poke that's safe on block and gives a +13 follow-up on counter hit, meaning you can use down forward 4-4. 1+2 is a safe homing mid that counter hit launches and can also go into Hitman with 3+4. Forward 3+4 is a slow mid that leaves you +4 on block and both of you in crouch. Lee also has a rare commodity in this game, an 11-frame counter hit launcher. You can sneak in 4-3-4 after tons of different moves where you think they'll try to take their turn back. This can be interrupted between the second and third hits, but is otherwise safe on block. Lee's offense is bolstered by some very useful lows. Down 3 is at first glance just a fancy-looking generic move, but in reality it's a long-time unique staple of Lee's. It knocks down on counter hit, leading to a combo. The issue for new Lee players is that this back 3-3 pickup has very specific timing, and you'll need to practice it a lot to be consistent. If you're not interested in drilling that just yet and want a simpler way to add damage, Hitman 4 is guaranteed. Speaking of back 3-3, it's a super annoying low that comes out at a blazing fast 15 frames and is +4 on hit if you cancel into misstep by holding forward. That degree of advantage means you can safely throw out a follow-up down forward 1 to catch them pressing, and then, when they've been trained not to press buttons, you can get even trickier and do another back 3-3 into a bigger mid like down forward 4-4 or up forward 4. Back 3-3 is duckable, but it's definitely not reactable. Lastly, there's down back 3+4, Lee's stature kick. At 21 frames, this is semi-reactable by skilled players, but only if you're being predictable. It's +4 on hit and knocks down on counter hit, giving a free follow-up. It also hits grounded, so it can be a good way to punish opponents who are staying down. Lee has a forward and back sway that open up a ton of advanced options. Those aren't strictly necessary to play the character though, which is nice because using them to their fullest requires a significant level of input consistency. Since this series isn't called Have Fun in a Few Weeks, let's instead focus on Lee's more immediately usable stance. Hitman is entered after many of Lee's key moves, some of which we've already talked about. When considering these moves, it's important to mentally solidify that you're inputting both the move itself and the Hitman transition. Understanding the situation you're putting yourself in after each of these moves is crucial. The frames on a blocked up forward 3+4 let you follow up with almost anything, but the frames on a normal hit down 3 support almost nothing. Back 4 retreats you far enough away to easily avoid and whiff punish big responses, but down forward 4 leaves you a little too close to dodge mids. You're gonna find yourself in Hitman a lot, and it's not free pressure like with some other characters. Pick and choose your actions carefully, or you'll be getting mashed out of Hitman constantly. Here are a few examples of sensible Hitman usage. If you're on the defense, always remember down back 1. It can get you out of a scrape if used correctly. In a pinch, you can also use back 3+4 to power through pressure, but it's a little on the slow side and can sometimes arrive too late to actually hit them. It is at least safe on block though. If you're doing a good job blocking, Lee's got some interesting punishers. 1-2-4 is a great 10-frame punisher that is negative on hit unless you hit the just frame, in which case it's +5. No matter what though, it's always -12 on block, so don't poke with this string. 4-3 is 11 frames and does respectable damage, but is negative on hit. Down forward 4-4 is a 13-frame heat engager. Down forward 2 and up forward 4 are usable for 15-frame punishes. While standing 4 is used for 11 frames, while standing 1-4 for 13 frames, and while standing 2-3 for 14 frames. Be aware that from crouch, Lee does not have a 15-frame punish, as crouch up forward 4 is an entirely separate move. Okay, let's tie it all together. Close the distance with wall running 3-4 and forward neutral 3+4, or keep them out with back 4 and forward 4-3. When you're close, remember to use that small Tekken, as well as useful tools like your launchers and down forward 2, up forward 4, your 13-frame mids in down forward 1 and down forward 4-4, safe counter hit tools like 1+2 and down 2, and stack the pressure with forward 3+4. Take out their legs with down 3, back 3-3, and down back 3+4, push back against pressure with down back 1 and back 3+4, and always look to block and punish. Here's a starter combo you can use. This isn't gonna do the big damage that highly difficult combos will, but it is extremely consistent. It also uses back 2 forward, so you can start to get a handle on how that tool is used in a very easy way. Using that simple combo is a little more difficult after a counter hit back 4-3, so instead I recommend a different route like this one. If you've landed an instant tornado launcher, you can use this route. Here's a pre-tornado wall combo. And here's a post-tornado wall combo. I want to take just a little more time than normal to highlight the Okizeme for this wall combo, as it's very important. There are a lot of options, but as a simple starting point, when you get the down 3 into Hitman, you really only need to think about 2 main choices, Hitman 1+2 and Hitman 4. Just start with Hitman 1+2, which will hit them if they try to get up, and then when they learn to delay getting up, Hitman 4 can catch them for staying down or teching. Lee's abilities in Heat aren't particularly impressive, but there are a few tricks you can use to get the most out of it. I first want to talk about his Heat Smash. You may be watching this in the future where it's been buffed, but as of the release of this video, it kinda sucks. It's tied for the slowest and most punishable low smash, while also having the lowest damage. It's not completely unusable, just be aware that if your opponent sniffs it out, you're dead. If you get a heat engager with something like forward 4-3 or down forward 4-4, you'll be in a +17 mix-up. People generally don't mash during this, and both back 3-3 and up forward 4 would be fully uninterruptible options for the 50-50. You could also use forward 4-3 into a heat dash for a totally safe option that gives you damage or more pressure. Lee gains free just frames in Heat, and while that's cool, I'd say there are only really 2 situations it's most impactful. First, Acid Rain. With no timing required, keep this 10-frame punish at top of mind. If you need just a tiny sliver to kill, Heat allows easy use of the Mist Trap by simply inputting 3-3-4, no timing required. Always a fun trick if they've frozen up. You can spend dozens of hours practicing even the most foundational part of Lee's arsenal. Don't be intimidated by that right now. Use the basics in this video as you take your first steps, and check the description for advanced resources to elevate your League gameplay once you're comfortable. Keep at it, and one day you will walk the path of excellence. If you'd like us to cover a specific character on Have Fun right now, let us know in the comments. This was Kai for Iron Fist University. Thank you for watching.